Academy. Both teams having finished spring split towards the bottom. They want to be able to get some redemption. Immortals, unfortunately, did not have the best showing in day one. They did drop that game pretty quickly to FlyQuest Academy. However, CLG Academy, one of the longest games already in the split, even though we've only had 1 day of play, had a 54-minute game where they barely were able to edge out Evil Geniuses. Hopefully they're going to be able to bounce back from that. Even though it was a victory, it felt messy. It felt all over the place. They want to show that they've gotten things under control during the offseason, that they were able to kind of fix their mistakes. They haven't changed anything up. They're entirely the same from the spring split. Well, Immortals, you recognize some familiar names over there. Smithy, Apollo, Hakuo. Even though on their first day in the academy yesterday, did not go so well. They want to be able to bounce back into this one, show everyone that they still have that same power that they've always had, as Apollo, Hakuo are going for Ezreal, Yuumi in the bot lane like they did last time. We're looking towards the top side. Frog is going to be starting blue. Even seeing Smithy on the red side. I don't know if that was actually spotted out. I don't think it was, because I don't see the ward there onto Smithy. So it does seem that it's just Frogis wanting to start here and make an early play on the bottom half of the map. Since you have Xayah Rakan, they do have the engage potential, but it is on to an Ezreal Yuumi. Going to be really difficult and not going to be able to stick to it too easily. Same for Smithy, though. He's just going to see if he can match that of Frogis, since he's starting topside. Both of them getting leashless. It's allowing Apollo, Hakuo, Wind, Phil to be able to get the lane quickly. That should be enough to be able to kind of spoil that they both started on the top half of the map, though. When you see your opponent ADCs and bot lane's already in the bot lane, you should know it's already happening, but we're getting a quick exhaust in the bot lane. Could be able to trade a little bit of damage back from Apollo. He's got to be careful since he doesn't have Arcane Shift yet. Phil is going to be able to constantly punish Ezreal, waiting it out. Here comes the Prowling Projectile, trying to scout out that brush, force Phil away. Since they already got exhaust out of Hakuo, they want to be able to make more plays on the bottom lane. Try to see if they can continue to harass Apollo, maybe get an early flash. That way, even without the Arcane Shift, or with the Arcane Shift, but rather, they should be able to make that play once Frogis gets there. Could even get a Flag Drag Flash combo, get the knock-up on it after the Arcane Shift to guarantee the kill onto Apollo. So right now, looking towards the mid lane. Tuesday, Insanity. Nothing too special here, just kind of shoving one another. It is frozen right outside of the turret range for Insanity. He's going to like this. Wants to try to see if he can get that cannon quickly, so he's not going to lose too much experience, but Tuesday doing a good job to try to unfreeze that, get a little bit of damage back on Insanity, who's keeping it frozen. A lot of wards here, already placed down by the Immortal squad. Gonna notice that Frogis and Tuesday are trying to make this early play in the bottom lane, trying to look for the dive, but already having Smithy here. They will spot him out now, knowing this is going to be a 3v4 under the turret, getting the flash and dash out of Apollo. Only level 2, already taking Arcane Shift. They're going to get the flag and drag combo, get the flash out of Smithy. Still going to be alive, though. Here's the TP in from Insanity to deny that dive from continuing for CLG. Even getting the diving penguin out of there. That was a lot of action early. And you look over to CLG. The dive, it seemed like it didn't go too well. You think, okay, they weren't able to get the kill. They didn't lose anyone though. But look at the summoners blown. A heal and ignite, and that's it on their side. They're able to get the flash out of Smithy, get the heal out of Hakuo, and get the TP out of Insanity. That gives them a lot of opportunities now going into this earlier stage of the game to be able to play around some more of that lead, getting double scuttles for Frogis, maybe even wanting to make a play around that bot lane yet again. They weren't able to get the flash out of Apollo since level 2 he started Arcane Shift, which is very unusual for Ezreal, but it was a smart move to be able to stay alive during that dive. But it still is going to give that pressure and that lead over to CLG in the early game, which is something Immortals struggled with against FlyQuest. They were not able to keep up the early pressure that FlyQuest Academy had put onto them, especially coming in from the jungle role. If Smithy is not able to get back some of that, he had good vision. They knew the dive was happening. They could have fallen back if they wanted to. Or even try to see if they can get an early TP out of Insanity to see if they could blow more out of CLG, but they didn't. They didn't play with that vision lead. They didn't play with that information that they could have had. And with that, they've lost just, sure, the one flash, but it's something that can't be punished. It's Insanity. Whew. Without that TP, he's got to go back home, and it's going to be a long way to waddle back on top of that Corgi. Not going to look too good for him. He doesn't have the package just yet. Still quite a ways away until he has that extra movement speed to be able to allow him to get back into lane quickly. Could allow Tuesday to maybe even get a plate in mid lane and keep dominating Insanity, pushing him around. And slowly but surely, CLG will continue to show their force on the map, even having Froggus in the bot lane again, but it's just to put a control ward. It was spotted by another ward placed by xMinthy that is going to be cleared by them. Oh, I think he cleared it though. Even a little too early, so Tuesday was spotted out coming into the spot lane, trying to repeat the dive. Another control ward. This time it was on the side of Immortals, going to be able to spot out that Tuesday was trying to set up the dive again. Still haven't gotten level 6 for Froggus and Tuesday. That's when the combination of Jarvan and Galio really finds its power, because you're going to be able to flag, drag, Cataclysm in. On top of that, heroic entrance, smash down, get the knockups. With Phil too, once he gets the quickness level 6 for himself, it's going to be the wombo combo from hell for Immortals. They got to be very careful of this team fight composition of CLG Academy. Is looking to set up early, looking to try to see if they can get a quick lead like FlyQuest Academy was able to get against Immortals Academy just yesterday. But Immortals Academy want to be able to fight back in that same time frame. They have really good split push opportunities coming in from Aatrox, Corki, even Ezreal, Yuumi. As long as they're stayed attached, they can easily make it so when they get to the mid game, if they're not too far behind, they can pressure around the side lanes, use the TP advantages that they'll have. 3 TPs compared to the only 2 on the side of CLG Academy. Sure, you have members that are able to quickly rotate around, such as Tuesday. You even switched out for heal just to, because he can, once he gets level 6, heroic entrance is going to be able to go anywhere he wants. As for now, with that advantage that CLG Academy has, they will find themselves their first dragon of the game, the Cloud Dragon. Going to be easily secured by them. No contest in from Immortals Academy. Not really much of a fight for them. You can even see 2 Coles on their side, Insanity and Apollo. They're looking to scale up into the game. They're looking to wait it out for now. They don't really want to fight around any of these early pressures like CLG Academy want to do. Their composition, well, it does have good scaling options since they have Ornn, Xayah, going to be able to get really scary later on. They still have to deal with Corki, Ezreal, Yuumi, Aatrox in that late game. That's going to make it difficult for them if they're not able to find more of the leads soon. With a good steal from xMinthy onto Froggus, able to easily take away that blue buff, it's going to deny more towards Froggus and towards CLG from being able to play into xMinthy, who's just trying to see if he can wait it out. Just wants to be able to get that game. You look at their whole composition, there's a lot of good potential to eat that engage, eat a lot of the forced fights that CLG Academy are going to try onto them and throw it back at them. You got World Ender out of Valorum to be able to chase into the back lane. Subjugate from xMinthy to be able to stay alive longer. Even Lost Chapter for Hakuo is a good disengage tool. It could be used for engage, but it's just good disengage with Valkyrie and Arcane Shift from both Insanity and Paulo, respectively. Be able to make it so that they can easily get out of dodge, escape from some of these fights that are started off by CLG, and then re-engage afterwards. But Deo's taking a lot of damage in the early game from Alorum. And this is something that Dash had mentioned earlier. You look at this top lane for both teams, Deos and Alorum. Both of them had once been the prize top laners. So much hype built around them. But they're still trying to see if they can get to that expectation that was set upon them earlier in their careers, that they're going to be the ones that are going to be able to smash here in Academy, prove that they deserve to get into the LCS, and prove that they, for Alorum's sake, get back there and get his domination again. So right now, it is going to be CLG who rotated Wind and Phil into the top lane, looking for the Rift Herald that's spotted out by a ward, placed down by Alorum, with xMinthy having Hakuo on top. Follow should be nearby in the vicinity. But here's going to be an attempted fight from Immortals. They have the flank potential from Alorum, looking to see if they can get there. A level lead as well for this Aatrox over Ornn. With the fight potential here, half down onto Rift Herald. Shelly still part of the fight, still not getting disengaged just yet. Finally, she'll reset and get out of there. But it is Immortals who are able to thwart CLG from taking the objective. Even mid lane, Insanity had used the package just to be able to see if they can get the engage onto Tuesday, but nothing really came of it. Which is a simple Justice Punch out of there for Tuesday. He's already used the TP to be able to get back into the lane to try to see if they can push around. Going back now for his Hex Tech Proto Belt. I'd imagine he has enough gold for that at the moment. We'll see if he does. Actually, no, he doesn't. I think it was too early in his back. So unfortunately, just gonna go home, not really get what he wanted to go there for, which would have been that extra engage potential to be able to get closer for his taunt. As Froggus continues to try to get onto this Rift Herald, they continue to want to play around it. They have top lane pushing already for Deos, making it so Alorum's gonna have to play around his minions, play around the lane that is frozen right side of his turret. CLG continue to try to hammer away at the Rift Herald with Smithy being right here. Same with the Tin. Flying Drag not going to be able to connect with. They're going to be able to get the taunt that they need to. The quickness into the back line should be an easy first blood on Smithy, but no, it's going to be Insanity who's able to pick it up on Froggus. Drug Punch a little bit too late from Tuesday to be able to keep the jungler alive. They get the kill, and Immortals Academy are able to punish the overcommitment and the forced fight out of CLG Academy. They needed to know when they had that lead and be able to back off appropriately. Unfortunately, Froggus thought they could fight there. They thought they had the heroic entrance coming in from Tuesday to be able to wombo combo that onto either member of Immortals Academy, but it is Xmithy playing Trundle. Subjugate, able to keep him alive with Yuumi attached too. Oof. You got to be able to get some sort of Grievous Wounds to be able to deny all the healing that he's going to be able to get on Trundle when you have that. A lot of people, I know Cat Flower is not a big fan of the cat. Many people always complain about her, especially when she got, I wouldn't say like a full rework, but just the minor tuning that changed around her numbers to make it so Prowling Projectile is a lot less important part of the kit, much more under her heal and the zoomies to be able to really give her that power. And you put that on top of a Trundle who already is able to tank up a lot of damage and heal up enough damage. You make it nigh impossible to kill Xmithy until you get those Grievous Wounds. You can even see that from the item builds right now. Insanity already having completed the Manamune, working towards that Muramana to get a lot of power. Apollo still not yet there, hasn't even gotten his tier to be able to scale that up quickly. Finally, there it is, going to be able to complete the Manamune, and you look over to win, there it is. Executioner's calling to try to deal with all that healing, realizing, oh god, we're not going to be able to kill Xmithy with Haku attached ever if we don't get that soon. Because they were able to get the first blood on a Froggus, Froggus now playing a lot more cautiously. It's going to forfeit this Rift Herald. Immortals Academy going to be happy with that advantage lead to be able to use that. Might even just go straight top lane since they already have the push from Alorum. Gives himself a free play, but instead they see mid lane. They see Wind and Phil. Try to see if they can make the engage. Prowling Projectile was only into a minion, so not going to get what they needed to. It is a trade of objectives in the long run. Second dragon of the game for CLG Academy over Immortals Academy. That's something to talk about. The game yesterday against Evil Geniuses Academy, CLG Academy were able to pick up a win despite the fact Evil Geniuses had gotten themselves the Ocean Soul. Not something you see too often, a team win without having the soul. But this time it's CLG who are closer to getting the soul than they were last time. They only got a single dragon in that game. Here, having two compared to Immortals 0. With it being a Mountain Rift as well. That's going to help them out with a lot of their early engages, trying to see if they can push into Immortals Academy. Froggus nearby, Apollo has Flash and Arcane Shift to be able to get away. Phil playing up very aggressive. There's the Arcane Shift. Froggus swatted out by the control ward. Not going to be the engage that they would have liked to have had happen. Instead, it's just going to be about them playing passively in the bot lane. Immortals not wanting to risk anything too early. Alorum looking to steal away that blue buff. Second one of the game going to be lost by Froggus since he was spotted in the bot lane. Alorum should be able to get that solo unless somehow Deus is able to steal that with a good Q over the wall. But he decides instead to simply recall, gifting that blue buff over to Alorum. Not really going to be the most impactful thing to have happen. You would have, of course, loved that to go on to Insanity, but since Trundle's not going to need the blue buff himself, probably going to get that over. As it is still Froggus hugging the spot lane, looking for that play on Apollo and Hako. They're playing into an Ezreal Yuumi. They are as safe as safe can be. With the Rift Herald pop in the mid lane, Froggus decides he has to bail. Phil is nearby. They get a lot of damage just short of the time for the plates to time out. There's going to be a lot of gold now gifted over to the side of Immortals Academy. They're going to be happy with that. They're going to continue their gold lead now. 2,000 gold. Only one kill, but there's been a lot that has been going their way. They've got a lot of the turret plates, getting that kill early on, despite not getting the dragons. They're not really too shy of that, since this is meant to be when CLG wants to find the fights. They want to find it here early on. They have this full smash you with their full force, use Jarvan to engage, get Galio or Khan coming in right afterwards to be able to find people. Without that, with this, even those small, it's significant lead for Immortals, makes it so CLG have to play more passively. They have to wait it out a bit more, hoping that they can scale up a little bit more, maybe get a pick where it's necessary, especially if they're able to find something like Xmithy out without Yuumi attached. Could mean that they get themselves a third dragon, get themselves in a Dragon Soul point. That objective right there is an underrated one. Just having yourself a Dragon Soul point being able to get yourself within there is so vital because you can dictate so much pressure around the map. But we see the first play. Turret going down in the bot lane. They got the engage coming in from Tuesday and Phil in the back line. They got Apollo locked in. Nowhere to go. Even with the last chapter. Look at the damage that comes in for Tuesday with the taunt onto 2. Maverick's going to be able to get a lot of damage on Xmithy. They've got 1 kill on a Frogus, but Xmithy still barely going to be able to survive. Insanity onto Win. Wants to see if he can at least get 1 more back. Flashes in for a double kill for himself. Lorem was fighting with Deus the entire time. Tuesday still behind, away from his teammates. The dash does not connect from Deus. Wasn't able to get it. Maybe they're going to be able to save their mid laner. Deus has nobody else near him. Pillar throws him back in for the rampage out of Insanity, and that is devastating for CLG Academy. It was well played by Insanity. This is why this player has been so hyped up for so long. He was able to perfectly kite that one back despite being in the middle of 3 members of CLG Academy. Hard to get on top of that Corki, finding himself 3 kills in that fight. He's 4-0-0 now, and he is looking to see if he is going to be able to carry this team to success. It seemed like it was a good engage from CLG Academy at first. It seemed like that was going to be the play that would work for them. They got the turret. The dive was so easy. They had the wombo combo out of Tuesday, out of Phil, even out of Frogus into the backline to lock in Apollo. But that's all they got. They couldn't kill Xmithy. They couldn't kill anybody else. Hako was detached for quite a while, and Lorem was trying to see what he could do against Deus, but nobody else was trying to see if they could stop Insanity. Everyone was so focused on Apollo, onto Xmithy, they forgot about this Corki, and now he's got his Triforce completed, already working on that Muramana. He's got nearly a full item over Tuesday. So much power has now been set into the mid lane of Immortals Academy, and all they have to do is play around their win condition. They can easily look for these fights if they want to, but they don't ever have to. They can force CLG now to play into them and do that disengage that we were talking about earlier, where they throw it back in their face. Say, you want to engage on us? We can easily disengage, then re-engage after you've blown everything and have nothing left in the tank to fight back. It's going to be the first Mountain Dragon that will be spawning here. It is CLG Academy who are the first to rotate for that, wanting to get themselves within that soul point. But Immortals Academy, they got a lot of power now. 4,000 gold lead, 4,500 almost for themselves over CLG Academy. And there's barely been any damage done to this Mountain Dragon. They have Lorem on the ready, already walking his way fully down here. They caught Wind out, and nobody is going to be able to save him just yet. You can see the backline is going to be Phil jumping on to Tuesday. They've shut him down, but they've blocked Deus in the fight. Looking to see if they can get the True Shot Rush. Does not connect onto Wind, but the rest of the members of CLG going the wrong way completely. Lorem wants to just find out the ADC, going to be able to get the knock up and get the kill onto Wind. Tuesday was too late to be able to save him. Lorem over the wall, looking for that knock up with the Darkened Blade. He's just cutting off the retreat from CLG Academy. There's no way to be able to get out of this. Look at the damage onto Xmithy. Nearly nothing on him. They get the knock up with the Grand Entrance, but they're going to have to sacrifice Tuesday for it. More kills, more gold into the pockets of Immortals Academy. CLG Academy still have nothing behind them to run to. Lorem looking to hunt them down. Has the chains, not able to connect that Darkened Blade, but it doesn't matter. All he needed was able to get the Infernal Chains onto this member. He will dash his way with Battle Dance to get out of there. That's a lot used to be able to escape, and it allows so much time for Immortals Academy to get their first dragon of the game. And meanwhile, Insanity, he might have died in the fight. There might have been a lot thrown to get the shutdown onto that Corki, but he died early on in the fight. He was able to TP top lane, get another tower, more gold into the pockets of Immortals Academy. This is looking like night and day from yesterday, where Immortals Academy, they fell behind so early on compared to FlyQuest Academy. Here, they've been able to fight well in the early game. There were a couple early dives attempted by CLG, but constantly negated by Immortals Academy. They could never kill Xmithy. They got so close and so many times, it just never worked out. Because of that, it allowed Immortals Academy to survive that early game, get themselves some of these items that they needed to. Wow, Apollo, okay. You even have Apollo going for Iceborne Gauntlet just to stay even safer in these fights. Oh, and it's going to be Harriet who spawns second, Rift Herald of the game. Should be easy for the side of Immortals Academy to capitalize on this massive lead they've now grabbed for themselves here at 20 minutes into the game. Wonder where they'll probably pop that into the bot lane since it is going to be at just shy of 20 minutes that they get the Rift Herald. Be able to play around that, use the bot lane pressure with Lorem to then rotate to the Baron. It's always something that's powerful with these split push compositions, having Aatrox, Corki, Ezreal. You can easily throw them 1-3-1 And there's not very much that CLGA Academy can do unless they're able to get into that backline, unless they're able to dive and kill someone who's caught out of position. Well, we've seen how hard it is to kill xMinthy. They have the 1 grievous wounds right now. Well, technically 3, if you count Deos and Frogis. But it is against the Trundle. The Trundle, not really going to be wailing away at the tanks too much. In fact, you should see that and be like, okay, I'll just use Subjugate on you guys and then I'll walk away. At least that's what I would hope that he would do, but xMinthy and Hawko try to see if they can clear out these deep wards from CLGA Academy, get the grand entrance on xMinthy, but he's just more caring about that vision game, more caring about letting his side lanes push up. It's Tuesday who has to try to see if he can answer Alorum, but you have Galio, who's great to be the anti-mage, going up against the guy who's going to be wailing away with all that AD. They pop Rift Herald top lane to be able to at least take that. They have already Insanity in the area. Should be pretty easy for them to get. A little bit more damage onto Deos. Gonna constantly whittle away at the health bar of Ornn, but it is Ornn. Gonna be quite fine. Not even taking the turret in the top lane. Like I said, I much more would have preferred that that was used in the bot lane, especially to be able to help Alorum out, be able to continue his pressure into Tuesday now, who has to go up against him, just because he has better wave clear, doesn't have to walk into Alorum, but if ever he gets a little bit too greedy and gets too close away from his turret, Alorum easily going to be able to punish that and throw it back. For now, Immortals Academy going to reset everything, looking to see if they can just buy some of the items that they need. Now that the Baron is up, 21.5 minutes into the game. Ooh, good cancel back from Phil, but really unnecessary. All it's doing is delaying. Allows Frogis to be able to clear away that control ward. Phil still like, no. No recalling for you. I don't want you to leave here. And he's going to have the grand entrance away. The xMinthy are like, fine, you want to fight? Let's fight. xMinthy doing what he does best, though. Constantly getting information and vision control for his team. This is something he's been well known for throughout his entire stint in the LCS. You can see where the gold is right now. Most of it for the side of Immortals, being onto Insanity. The one they're really going to rely on is that Corki. Not only is he going to be able to stay very safe in these fights, but he's also going to be the one dishing out the most damage. A lot of mixed damage coming in from the team. While Wind on the other side, got a good amount of gold himself, but unfortunately, just not as big of a lead compared to Insanity and Tuesday from Wind to Apollo. With everyone else on the side of Immortals still benefiting from the leads that they've been able to get from these early fights. Sitting at that 5,000 gold lead. The next Mountain Dragon will be spawning. Immortals more than likely going to be able to get that one uncontested from CLGA. Well, they would like to be able to contest that. I don't know if it's going to be the wisest move unless they see someone caught out by themselves. With Corki having the package, you see him zip around the map, being able to get that blue buff for himself and immediately go into that bot lane. Throwing Alorum topside to deal with Tuesday again. Ugh. So rough to be a Galio player sometimes into these compositions that are not what you counter, I should say. You would love to be able to match up against Tuesday, clear out the minion wave, walk away, but he's constantly going up against Alorum to try to see if he can match that, because Deos can't, and Deos can't even match against Tuesday either. Against Insanity either. Nobody's really going to go toe-to-toe. They're just gonna kind of stare at each other and try to clear out these minion waves. See, look at that. Alarm sees that you're really far out, and he's going, okay, I'm gonna constantly fight you. Get a lot of damage onto you, even with your magic shield. It's a magic shield. It's not gonna be able to stop me. I'm Aatrox. At least it's not the old Aatrox that would go AP and then use his Massacre, his old ult, to be able to pop everyone. It was like, what, 120 seconds to get nearly a full ace every single time. Good times, good times. Right now, good times coming in for Immortals Academy as they get themselves their second Mountain Dragon of the game. Gonna be that much more difficult to kill xMinthy now that he has doubled up those resistances. Plus, he's gonna be able to steal a lot of them from Deos or from Frogis, since Frogis is going for the tank route, but I expect that it will be Deos that is targeted with that Subjugate. So they look for the bot lane play, try to see if they can stop him from being able to escape. Just getting a little bit of damage as Insanity continues to wail away on the tier 2, but the rest of the members of CLGA Academy are in a route. Looking to see if they can play into this fight. 5 members strong. They don't have Alarm here. Here comes the last shot. They're going to be able to get the TP in a little bit late. They got a lot of damage onto Win. They're going to be able to get the knockup on the xMinthy, who's still alive. He's so difficult to be able to kill. Frogis has to flash away from the knockup. Had the Infernal Change, but still able to dash himself away. All 5 members of both teams here defending this outer turret. And it should fall soon. All they're waiting for is the minions. Everyone on CLGA Academy had to recall. This play, while it did force the TP out of Alorum, not going to really benefit CLGA Academy. More gold going over to Immortals. They continue their domination in this siege, continuing to play the macro game that is forcing CLG to not play like they did against Evil Genius Academy, where they were able to play scrappy. It was messy, it was dirty, but they were able to find the fights they needed to. Here, it is macro. It is about trying to find the vision control, trying to wait it out and get these turrets, then whittle away at the objectives for Immortals. CLG Academy looking at sorts now. They started off the season messy. Here, it's not even looking clean from them. It's looking clean out of Immortals. A couple mistakes early, but nothing that punished them. Nothing that was able to really put them in a bad position. They've been able to wait it out. They slowly said, okay, you know, we know what you want to do. We know you want to fight early, but all we have to do is be able to disengage. We just have to be able to absorb your pressure, throw it back at you. And that's what they've done. So Lorem, seeing that Deus is very far out, going to be able to look for a little bit of fight. Unfortunately, wasn't able to land the Darkened Blade. So I have to instead clear out the minion waves. I don't think you send Lorem into the bot lane now that he doesn't have TP. I think you want to be able to throw him somewhere else. Of course, with Lorem in the bot lane, it does mean that he should be able to put a lot of pressure onto that inhibitor turret. So Deus, even though he has TP, might not necessarily want to leave. Phil will be spotted out. It's going to be expensive. Oh, Scriber's Bloom did not see Froggus or Tuesday there in the Pixel Brush. They still are going to vacate. They're still worried because they knew Insanity was topside and could easily have flanked them. Backing off, making the wise call to not want to look for this engage, but because they're slowly bleeding out this gold, without much of a fight, with only a couple of scraps here and there, the bot lane fight not resulting in a single kill, didn't matter because they were able to get themselves the turret and get that gold lead continuing to scale up. 6,500, almost at the 7,000 gold mark now for Immortals Academy, with Phil looking for these engages, but he's far out. He goes for the quickness with the engage, but Heroic Entrance not going to be able to get the knockup on anyone. A lot of damage onto Phil instead, and you already see that Lorem is here looking for the fight. CLG Academy, you got nowhere to go but down into the grave. They get the first kill onto Frog. Phil going to follow suit for the double kill out of Lorem, getting the resets with the World Ender, looking to see if they can get into Wind. Wind has to use Featherstorm, but it's a triple kill for Lorem. He's looking strong in this game. He and Insanity are insane, and they will be able to now turn onto the Baron, easily securing that with no jungler from CLG Academy to contest. It was an unfortunate engage coming in from Phil. He wanted to see who he could lock down, but Heroic Entrance connected onto nobody. Everyone had already bailed out of that. They had disengaged. This is what Immortals do best. They're able to dash away from where CLG Academy can lock them down, and because of that, it means that their wombo combo of Jarvan, Galio, Rakan can't do much. They lose turrets, they lose Baron, they lose fights. This game is looking all over for CLG Academy unless Immortals commit an absolute sin. Okay, with the recalls in, see the item buys. Gonna be able to get, goes for the Spirit Visage on Lorem just to be able to heal up even more in these fights and be that much more unkillable. Well, sure, it's only really to negate the damage coming in from Tuesday. They only really have two damage sources, Tuesday and Wind. Sure, they can get the ornaments. They can have things gifted out, Molten Edge for Wind. But Wind hasn't been able to get that great of damage into these fights either. He's been kind of pushed back, constantly thrown around. The Featherstorm's always used a little bit too late after everyone's already died to be able to help out anyone, or even help himself out, because once he uses it and drops down, immediately dies upon reconnection with the ground. There's going to be the Baron minions pushing in mid lane, forcing CLG all the way back to their base, not having a single outer turret remaining for themselves. Insanity continues to wait into the bot lane, getting that damage, chipping away at the inhibitor turret. The rest of CLG Academy want to see if they can rotate, seeing that there's only 2 members of Immortals Academy here. But it's so easy for them to rotate around. Look at the damage onto Frog. It's coming in. Just a couple of chips. True Shot Barrage going to whittle down when force them away. Nobody's going to be able to contest that inhibitor falling. This is Immortals Academy playing it smart, playing macro, playing it cautiously, but always making sure they are the ones forcing the issue. While CLG Academy, they are the ones who try to see if they can get a fight, never can find it right. They're finally going to be able to get the double knockup. They already lost Frog. Nobody else is going to be able to get anything because you can see the damage coming in from Lorem and Insanity, forcing them back underneath their next turrets. They're going to lose the next inhibitor in the mid lane, not even getting the knockup coming in from Deus. Deus instead having to flash away to be able to survive, as Insanity wanted to see if he can chip away at the tank. But now they're forced back again, going back for the play mid lane to be able to secure that second inhibitor. They might even want to just see if they can disengage, because Frogust is going to be up in 15 seconds. While sure they have minions, they would rather have the super up minions. They see there's another Mountain Dragon up. They're instead going to go for the slow, cautious play, get themselves their third Mountain Dragon of the game, put themselves within Mountain Dragon Soul point, be able to continue to play with that objective lead. This is what you'd expect from a team being led by Smithy and Hakuo. Find the right fights, use the information correctly, play the macro game. It's gone really well for them here against CLGA Academy, who want to be scrappy. They want to fight like they did against Evil Genius Academy, hoping that a team would take the bait this time. It didn't work. They looked at it and said, no way, Jose. And said, we're going to back off, play it well, wait for you to engage on us, because we can constantly disengage into you. Even with, Phil wanted to be able to make that play on to Insanity in the top lane, but he just can't. Nobody was nearby. Backs off. Now that Insanity has the package, they got themselves 3 Mountain Dragons that they were hard to kill before. Going to be impossible to kill now. Couldn't stop the recall. They're barely missing that. Doesn't matter, though. They have minions pushing in both mid and bot. It's forcing Deus to try to see if he can keep the minions at bay. But all they're doing is waiting it out in the top lane. They don't have the Baron up anymore, but they have the pressure. All 5 members are here. Deus still looking for the recall. Is going to be able to get it. Could look for the TP play, but there's no wards to be able to go to. He's got to see if he can get the fight. Frogust dies immediately. Without your engage, without the guy to set up your Galio, there's nothing you can do, and they're going to continue to engage the fight. Phil forced to dash away to get out of the fight. Insanity going to get a little bit of poke. Back onto Phil, going to be able to find the kill for Apollo. Then turn onto Deus, who's still fighting against 4 members. Double kill coming in from Apollo. This game is set and match. They're just cleaning up for the KDAs themselves. They're going to be able to get to say the go golden. Win still underneath. Not able to get anything. It's a triple kill coming in from Apollo. Last man standing. He's going to go down with the Prowling Projectile. They got the root, they got the knockup, they get the flash out of him as well with the Thunderstorm, trying to see if he can shut down Apollo, but it's an ace coming in from Immortals Academy. They will find their first victory of the split. Clean, clinical, and smooth out of them to start off day 2.